This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Section 1. You will hear a conversation. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5.
Good morning. I'm interested in joining your cooking classes.
Certainly, we offer a variety of cooking courses. Is there a particular kind of cuisine you're interested in?
Yes, I'd really like to learn more about Asian cuisine, particularly focusing on Thai dishes.
Great choice. Our Asian cooking course is quite popular and covers a range of Thai dishes.
How long does the course run?
The entire course lasts for 6 weeks, with 1 session per week.
And when are these classes held?
Classes are conducted every Saturday.
That's perfect for me. I should mention that I have a dietary restriction with peanuts. Will that be a problem?
Not at all. Our chef can adapt recipes to accommodate your dietary needs.
Fantastic. Is there anything I need to bring along for the classes?
Just make sure you have a comfortable pair of shoes, as you'll be on your feet quite a bit.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10.
Our classes have a maximum of 10 students to ensure individual attention.
That sounds reasonable. What's the cost per course?
The total fee for the course is $300.
Do you offer any discounts?
Yes, there is a special discount for residents living in the Riverside area.
I actually do live in the Riverside area. That's good to know.
Great. The next available class starts on the 10th of September.
Excellent. Could you tell me the instructor's name?
Certainly, the instructor for the Asian cuisine course is Chef Angela.
Fantastic. I'll definitely sign up. Thank you for all this information.
You're welcome. We look forward to seeing you in class.
That is the end of Section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 2. You will hear a talk. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15.
Welcome everyone to the Mystical Indoor Garden Tour. Today, I will be guiding you through our unique facility where nature and design intertwine in the most imaginative ways. This indoor garden was inspired by ancient mythology, which is reflected in every element of our design. One of the primary challenges we faced during our construction was balancing the lighting conditions suitable for all plant species. We spent considerable time researching and integrating advanced lighting technology to cater to each plant's unique needs. Let's talk about one of our main attractions, the waterfall of echoes. Originally, this feature was located at the entrance, but it was later moved to a central position to enhance the dramatic sound effect, as well as improve visitor flow throughout the garden. Our exhibits are refreshed seasonally to best represent the changes in plant life over the year. This not only keeps the garden dynamic, but also educates our visitors on the natural growth cycles of various species. Families with children often find joy in exploring the Treehouse Hideaway, a whimsical area designed with young adventurers in mind.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20.
Continuing on our tour, you'll find the Enchanted Pond, an area teeming with various aquatic plants that play a crucial role in maintaining the garden's environment. Moving on, we have the Desert Dome, a fascinating spot that gathers an impeccable collection of succulents and cacti, presenting a stark contrast to the rest of the lush foliage. The Rainbow Walk is perhaps our most colourful path, offering visitors a magical walk through vibrant floral displays. This path captures the essence of colours blooming all around us. If you prefer a more elevated perspective, the Sky Forest provides a bird's-eye view of the entire garden, an experience visitors routinely describe as breathtaking. In contrast, the Butterfly Pavilion is specifically designed to attract and house exotic butterfly species, creating an enchanting environment for both the butterflies and our human guests. We hope you enjoy exploring these 7 wonders and discover the serendipity that only nature's design can offer. Thank you for joining us on this mystical journey today.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3. You will hear a discussion. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
Right. So I've been thinking about our topic for the biology research project. How about studying dolphin communication? That's a fascinating subject. Dolphins have such complex social behaviors that it could lead to some interesting findings. Absolutely. Dolphins have a wide range of vocalizations. Why exactly are you drawn to this topic? Well, Their communication is not only vocal, but also involves body language, and understanding it could give insights into their social structures. Exactly. And they're available both in the wild around our coast and in several local aquariums for direct observation. Okay, so what's your primary method of study going to be? We're planning to record dolphin sounds in the wild and analyze these recordings to correlate sound patterns with behavior. The challenge will be ensuring we can distinguish individual dolphin voices, as their choruses can be quite complex. That's true. You'll need high-quality equipment. What steps do you intend to take first? First, we need to secure funding from the university and design a specialized microphone that can withstand ocean conditions. And we must get permission to access certain parts of the bay, as well as conduct a preliminary literature review to understand what has already been studied.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30.
Once we have the groundwork laid out, we believe using advanced sound editing software and underwater cameras will help us capture and analyze the data more effectively. Also, consulting with local fishermen could provide insights into dolphin locations and behaviors. Good idea. In terms of collaboration, have you thought about reaching out to international researchers in the field? Yes, we have a few contacts who are already doing similar work in other regions. They might be able to provide comparative data. Our aim is to better understand the role of specific sound frequencies in social interactions among dolphins. After gathering data, we'll analyze them with an approach that minimizes human interference by observing from a distance using high-definition binoculars. And when do you plan to publish your results? We hope to have preliminary results ready to present at an academic conference next January.
That is the end of Section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 4. You will hear a lecture. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40.
Hello, everyone. Today, we will explore a fascinating yet often overlooked subject, the history and evolution of lipstick. Lipstick has an intriguing history spanning thousands of years, with its origins traced back to ancient civilizations. The ancient Egyptians, for instance, were known to use lipstick not only as a beauty enhancement, but also to identify their social status. Yes, the color of one's lips could signify rank and hierarchy within society. Fast forward to the 1600s in England, and we see quite a different story. During this time, the use of lipstick faced opposition from the church, which attempted to banish it altogether, associating lipstick with deception and immorality. But lipstick's charm could not be easily restrained, as it bounced back into popularity during the French Revolution when it became associated with liberty, equality, and the avant-garde spirit of change. Into the early 20th century, as women sought to redefine their roles within society, lipstick emerged as a symbol of female independence and defiance. It was during this time in 1915 that the swivel-up tube that we are familiar with today was introduced by a man named Maurice Levy, marking a significant development in its accessibility and use. Moving along in time, the late 19th century saw remarkable advances with the introduction of synthetic dyes, which greatly lowered the production costs of lipstick, making it accessible to a wider audience. The advent of Hollywood in the 1920s played a critical role in promoting lipstick as a key component of glamour and style, cementing its status on a global scale. Lipstick evolved yet again in the 1980s, with its vibrant colors reflecting the bold cultural expressions of the time. However, with ever-growing consciousness about environmental issues, the recent years have witnessed a rise in demand for greener and more eco-friendly lip products. The pressure for sustainable and minimal waste packaging has prompted many companies to rethink and innovate their lipstick packages. Today, lipstick remains a staple in beauty routines across the globe, continuing to evolve in step with cultural and societal changes.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
That is the end of the test. Please check your answers carefully. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more full IELTS tests.